I'll do presses normally at the beginning, and generally stick with dumbbell press. A lot of people, they go from here all the way up like that, like it's a barbell press. But once you get to here, that last bit, it's pretty much all triceps at the top. So with the dumbbell, I try to go up and like in. So it's like an arch movement like that. So it's more deltoid. I'm not locking out with the tricep. I'm trying to de-emphasize the top of that movement, but the delts are resting a little bit. So, want to try it? I'm just curious. Some 120s? Some 120s? Sit on this bench. I'll show you first, right? I'll show you. So we're here. So I'm not going all the way up like that, like a barbell, yeah? Just a lot of triceps at the top. And down to the delts, up and in.
Get the question and answer.
Down on your delts. There. Bring them in, try to touch them in here. More range on the bottom there. You're going to come down to there, okay? All the way down. That's better. Okay? Yeah. Get that bottom piece, that's delts. Instead of the top there is more triceps.
Last year I dislocated my right shoulder, and when I started training again, I noticed that like the exercise right now is not as my shoulder's not the same. I can't bring it all the way up. What do you recommend?
I don't know the extent of your injury. I'm not a doctor, but you got an MRI on there? No. So you need an MRI scan. That's going to show X-ray is going to show the bones, right? So you can have that. That'll show the bones. MRI scan is going to show all the soft tissue. It's going to show the ligaments, the tendons, and the muscle. So you really need that, because nobody's going to know what's going on there until you get that. Once you get that, then you can get some good advice. What's damaged? What can you do to repair it, and so on. But don't just leave it. You definitely need to do that.
And the chest, right here at the front.
Work the anterior deltoid and the chest. Any pressing movement. I mean, they're connected. Any pushing movement, they're going to be working together. It's not like they work in unison. You can't work one without the other. It's impossible.
It's not like maybe front raises or whatever.
If you want to work pec, then your pressing movement, whether it's a flat bench press, incline, decline, they're all working the pec and the front delt together. Any of those exercises. But when we're talking about deltoids, you want to try and isolate your deltoids a bit more. So overhead press, there's very minimal pec involvement, or some kind of laterals, right?
When you do front raises, the different position on the hand, like what's
the front raises, I'll keep the palms down, and the same thing with the side raise, palms down. Well, a lot of people try to use too much weight, and you'll see them do this. Go back like that. Yeah? What's happening is they're lifting this here, front delt. You want to isolate the side delt. That's going to give you the cap on the shoulder. Yeah? So you're going to lift with the side delt. Lift out to the side, keeping your hand down, keeping it pointing down, right? Once that starts going up there, then you're using front delt. Or you're going back like that, you're using front delt and rear delt. Come straight out to the side, keep your palm facing down. Yeah? If you can see your palm, you're not doing it properly.
Would you recommend to start from here or from the sides?
You can start from either. I mean, you can start from the front here, you can start from the side. I used to alternate it. I'll do one workout, I would be from the front, use a little bit more weight, but you're not really hitting anything till you get here, And then the next workout, I would do it seating, or sitting down. So I'll start with the dumbbells underneath here. And come out to the side like that. And if you got a long bench, you can get training partners to sit behind. When you're not, when you're failing, you can't get. You can just do a little squat to get a couple more reps at the end there. So you can alternate it, and then you got a cable lateral. I like to do because you can do that one arm at a time. I'll do it from the front, so the stack's here, from here. The difference with that is when you got dumbbells and you're lifting it, you start to hit resistance about here, from here to here, yeah? With a cable, you got resistance from there, and also, you know, the advantage that you can work one side at a time. And also with the cables, what I'll do, if I'm working with somebody that, you know, they're getting to failure, you know, you can give them a little squat to get up there. Not only that, once they reach failure, I'll lift them up to the top. So I would lift the weight up to there, and then they can lower it down, yeah? Because your negative strength is always stronger than your positive, yeah? So let's say you've failed here, you can't do any more, you think you've exhausted the muscle, you haven't fully exhausted it, but you've still got negative strength left. So, not all exercises you can do that, because it's not safe, it's not practical. But something like that, a machine that you've got control, you know, once you'd finished failure, I would lift up to the top, and you could probably control maybe another 2 more reps on the negative phase.
How do you feel about pre-exhaustion before like presses to get the triceps out? Front raises?
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, it's a good idea to mix it up as well. You know, maybe you can start with pressing one workout, another workout you can do the isolation stuff, and finish with pressing. It's always a good idea to have some variety.
Do you want to rest in between, or should you do it like a superset?
You know what? I don't like doing supersets. The reason is because if you want to fully exhaust the muscle, it takes a lot of mental connection, a lot of mental focus. So let's say you're going to superset lateral raises with pressing. Yeah, I don't care who you are. When you're doing those lateral raises, in the back of your mind is, in a minute I'm going to go and jump on there and do that. Yeah, and you're not fully focused. So I would rather do those lateral raises, milk the hell out of them, absolutely focus on it, kill the muscle, do that, and then later on go do that, you know? Sorry?
Military press versus shoulder press.
You mean military press as a barbell press versus a dumbbell press? I prefer a dumbbell just because it's more versatile, and you know you got that control that you can do that movement. Barbell press, I mean, when I was younger, we used to do a lot of really heavy pressing behind the neck, yeah? Which I thought was a great delta exercise, but it's also damaging you. You know, you're putting your rotating back in a very vulnerable position there over time. That's going to do some damage to the shoulder. So if you're going to do front, with a barbell front press, I just find it very awkward. You know, taking on the rack, taking off the rack. I'd rather use dumbbells for that reason.
You ever done upright rows?
Never done upright rows, just a silly exercise. Silly exercise. Just why? You know? What is it? Is a bit of biceps? Is a bit of traps? Is a bit of delts? It's like a nothing exercise. Upright rows and lunges. Silly exercises, never done them. Waste of time.
And forearms?
For rear delts, you know, you can simply do, you know, just a dumbbell bench over exercise. Let me get some. But you know, it's not the exercise, it's the technique and it's the intensity that you put into it. Yeah. A lot of people use too much weight and they come back like this. It's like a lat exercise. Yeah. We're trying to work the rear delts. It's a small muscle. Yeah. You got to isolate it. You can't lift a lot of weight with that small muscle. With a rear delt, you want to be coming out here. Not back here like this. This is traps and lats. So don't try to use too much weight. You try to isolate that muscle. Sorry?
You prefer to use the dumbbells instead of the forearm behind you?
Yeah, just because it's a lot safer. Press behind the neck. You know, your shoulder joint's very vulnerable. It's held together by small muscles and tendons inside. You know, you go in there, you're rotating back. I mean, when I think about what I used to do, you know, I got shoulder problems. There's no wonder I got shoulder problems. I used to press behind the neck with 350 pounds, you know? And in that position, very vulnerable. You only got a slight, you know, movement with the barbell or something, you're going to rip something. So It's like, you know, it might be a good delt builder, but why take something that carries that risk, you know? Yeah, I mean, you can do raises on a bench because it, you know, ensures that you're going to do it strictly, but it's also a little bit restrictive, you know. So yeah, it's good. You can do them like with a bench. You can do them like this. You can alternative, is, you know, it's an alternative, right? You could do one workout like this, one workout like that.
What would you do if you did get inflammation in the shoulder?
You got to rest it. You got to ice it. You might want to get some deep tissue therapy, you know, to break down any small adhesions and scar tissue that you're building up in there before that little problem gradually builds up to be a big problem, right? You know.
Hey Dorian, what do you like to make your traps?
Just you know, variety of shrugs, dumbbell shrugs, barbell shrugs. I actually prefer a dumbbell shrug because it gives me more freedom of movement. With a dumbbell shrug, I'll go up and back, and I don't worry too much about bending my arms a little bit. You know, I have to keep them totally straight. So I'll come up and back. That way, I'm working not just the top of the traps, I'm working the mid, lower traps as well.
You try to go as heavy as you can, or is that?
Absolutely, man. It's all about it. Listen, I told some guys earlier on, if you're, let's say you're curling, your max now is 40-pound curls for 6 reps. If I meet you in 2 years' time and you're still doing 40 pounds for 6 reps, I guarantee you, for all my house, you will look exactly the same. You know? Yeah, it's all about being progressive.
And if you are getting stronger,
absolutely. If your workout poundages are getting stronger within the rep range that builds muscle, i.e. 6 to 12 reps, then you're going to get bigger. Yeah.
even if it doesn't happen right
If you're doing the same weights as you were doing last year, well, you're 10 pounds heavy and you think you've made progress, you're just kidding yourself. You've put 10 pounds of fat on, that's all that's happened, yeah? You've got to be progressive. Otherwise, when I won Mr. Olympia, I would have still been benching 150 pounds like I did when I first started in the gym. No, I was benching 500 pounds, that's why I was a lot bigger. You've got to be progressive. And if you're working out, if you're doing something, and you write it down what you're doing, chart it a little bit. If in 2 months' time your weights haven't increased at all in the work, you've made no progress in 2 months, so something has to change. The workout has to change, maybe you have to look into your nutrition, whatever it is, something has to change, yeah?